Hello, good day. My name is Prince Yemi Kasali. Today I'll be taking you through a J-Coin pre-sales, unlocking the future of investment. When you're talking about coins, you're talking about tokens, you're talking about crypto at large, we are talking about putting little to get huge. All these things are based on investment, are based on a long time project. Sometimes you might be lucky, you put money into a particular project and instantly you get your 10x, 100x, whatever. But we should have that concept of let's give it time, and that is why we need a pre-sales project. Okay, once again, I say thank you for viewing this presentation. I am really grateful, but please listen to the end. Now, let's talk about crypto. Crypto, it's a chain of wealth. It's a currency on its own. It's just money in a layman's language, no matter what the technical English is, but crypto is money. It's for spending, but we don't spend money alone. We also trade money. That is why we have the forex. But the basic concept is just an exchange. It is money. And why is crypto money better? In just a layman's language, I'll tell you the difference between the fiat, which is the regular paper money, and the crypto money is just about flexibility to use. When you're paying with crypto, you can pay instantly to anybody in the world, wherever the person is in the world. And at the same time, you don't need an intermediary. You don't need somebody to vet your transfer or something. You don't need anybody. Just do it. It's so flexible and it's so fast. And when you talk about the disadvantage in a layman's language, it is also about the flexibility and the speed. Before you think you have sent the money and it's not reversible, it's as simple as that. It's so flexible to be used, and the disadvantage is also the flexibility. And because you don't need any intermediary, nobody needs to vet the transaction. So nobody needs to caution you about the transaction. You just do it, and somebody somewhere in the world who is in his restroom claims to be the CEO of maybe Google, and extort you or scam you of your money. Because there is no one or there is no procedure that would lead you back to that person, it's a disadvantage also. So the advantage is a disadvantage. I'll tell people, I said, you see, buying a good car is because of the flexibility. That means it's very comfortable. When you drive, it's comfortable. It's easy to manipulate the steering, and even some don't even use. You don't have to put on the gear. So it increases the gear according to the speed, and sometimes you just need button to do this and that. But that's also the disadvantage. Because the more flexible a car is, the more the speed that is being attached to the car, the more tendency of you applying the speed, and the more tendency of you crashing. So the advantage is the disadvantage. You're sitting in front of the steering and it's very easy. You put on the AC, and before you know it, maybe you slept off, or your mind flew off. Because of the comfortability, your mind easily switch off the road to something else and crash. So anything that leads us to more flexible life also leads us to some funny disadvantage. I remember when ATM was being launched, how many people fall for the scam just because it was flexible and we don't have much knowledge about it. Then one other thing you need to know is crypto is here to stay, so you just need the knowledge. Go for the knowledge so that you don't get scammed easily. So I'll be moving into the next thing. That means how to acquire wealth in the crypto niche. You see, when people say, how do I make money with crypto? Or I used to hear people saying, I want to go and learn crypto. Then I laugh, because you want to go and learn. It's just like I want to go and learn agriculture. Agriculture has a lot of niche under the niche. There are niche under niche under niche. Like you can go into flowering, like planting, cultivating of flowers. You can go into like trees, selling woods and so on. You can go into perennial crops, annual crops, biannual crops. You can go into animal farming. You can go into zoology or something. So it's just too wild. And even if you're going into perennial crops, you can't deal with all perennial crops. You can plant maize, plant beans, plant what else again are biannual crops. You can plant it all. You just need to choose where you're going. The same thing with crypto. We have farming, we have staking, we have spot trading, we have futures trading, we have mining, we have you can use it for transactions. You have gaming, you have lending and borrowing, arbitrage, and we have pre-sales. Now, what is pre-sales and why pre-sales? The concept is to make money. If you're not transacting, if you're dealing with any of these ways of making money on the crypto, it's just for you to make money. And how do you make money? It's by buying low and selling high. There is a term says buy, hold, sell. So the only thing is you just need to buy and hold and sell. And in crypto trading, we have a lot of ways of buying and holding and selling. For example, if you're staking, you are holding for a compensation. If you are doing trading, spot trading, you're buying. It depends on this kind of spot trading you are even doing. There is day trading, there's short time trading. You can snap like less than a minute, you're out. You can also do long time trading where you buy and hold for maybe a month or two or whatever, whenever the coin appreciates. A lot of people are buying and stocking Bitcoin right now just because they know it's going to go up anytime next year, and they are just keeping and buying and or other coins that they feel like has the potential to grow. So that's it. It's just about you buying and selling. Now, when it now comes to pre-sales, pre-sales simply means initial coin offering. That is ICOs, initial coin offerings. Now, that simply means before a company moves out, the company is trying to sort for money, and nobody really believes in the company at that time. So they want to sort for risk takers who can invest in the company by buying their coin ahead of when they are going to be launched. So when you now buy those coins ahead of when they are going to be launched, you're going to wait till it's launched, and you're making your money. And another wise part is if you're comfortable with the complaint, you so much have the dream at hand, you're so sure the complaint is going to go viral and going to go higher, you just buy. Even after launch, you hold for 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, anytime, and you sell. And this really makes significant earnings. It makes something great. Let me just go into the benefit properly. We have early bets. Benefits of crypto pre-sales is being an early bet. That means you just in before everybody and you buy the coin at lowest. You even buy the coin lower than the projected launching price, so that when it's launched already you've made profit. And after then it keeps growing and you keep making more profit. So most of the time, you never lose if you buy pre-sales. But I never said you can lose. I said most of the time. I'm coming into that. Now, the second still talks about the early bets, talking about potential high results. It's almost the highest you ever get in that project. It depends on when you sell. There might be a kind of bull run after you sell. Well, but that is the best time to buy. It's the best time to buy. Now, we'll talk about airdrops also. Most of these companies also gives you more coins in airdrops for trying to push their company or believing in them, especially when you promote more of the company, more of the coin, more of the pre-sales. it leads you into getting more coins known as airdrops. Free coins or free tokens are called airdrops. Then this also gives you permission to be part of the team. At that time, we all know each other because we are very little with a complaint. And the complaint is like for seeing your activities and so on. It's easy for you to get the CEO's contact, team's contact in short. So it is easy for you to, chat with them when you feel something should be added or something you don't really like in what you're saying. It makes you part of the team. And one other thing people do is to get a kind of social media manager activities. You can always open Facebook groups for them or apply for a Facebook, YouTube, Telegram most of the time, Instagram, Twitter also. You can just tell them you want to be one of their social media manager and you get a job instantly. People pay around least of about $100 per week on this. And you can just apply for $50 per week. It's just going to be a part-time thing. So it gives you access to the team. Let's see what Presales can take you into. For example, Pancake Swap Cake was launched in 2020 and it was launched with 20 cents. And as at July 2021, the highest price it has ever went in just a year, 2020 to 2021, was $44. Now, let me quickly do a math. So that's gonna be 44 divided by 0.20. So that gives us 220x times. Let's assume you invested $100 into the business as at when it is launched. So that gives you $22,000. That means if you purchase $100 worth of Pancake Swap at launching, by June 2021, the highest it went was $44. That will make you $22,000. What if you invested $1,000? That is going to give you $120,000. God, $220,000. Okay, let's do the first. The first one says $22,000. Let's multiply by 800 an average right now. Okay, that is 17.6 million naira. So 17.6 million naira. So assuming you invested $1,000, you would have earned $176,000. That's how huge projects can take you. Now, I'll show you another program, which is Venus, was launched at 1 cent. Okay, the highest it went was on 125 divided by 0.1. So that is 1,250. So 1,250 times $1,000 that we invested. We invested $1,000. That is $1.25 million. In less than, let's say, in 1.5 years, because July 2021 is like a middle of the year, just a little above the middle of the year. We didn't know when exactly it was being launched in 2020, but let's say 1.5 years. Assuming it was launched in January, and you kept just $1,000, and you were able to earn $1.25 million. You can see how awesome this is. Assuming you only put in $100 will still give you $125,000, which is still very, very okay. Then let's just rush into others like we have Auto Farm. Auto Farm was launched with $50 in 2020, and by July 2021, it has done the highest movement of $500. Wow. Then we have Bake token, that is the Bake, which was launched with $1.5 and went high of 9 $9. Sorry. Now, one thing I know about Big is it is very, very slow, and it's one of the best coin one should be trading if you don't have a shock absorber. Why we say this is this: it doesn't go very high like that, it doesn't go very low like that, so at least you hardly lose much when trading Big. So it's a excuse me, it doesn't have that very strong volatility. So it's also secured newcomers, but that simply means you might not be seeing great turnouts like that, but at least you'll not be seeing great risk also. So, whoa, God, let's see this beef finance, BIFI. Wow, wow. See this. This is launched with $2, and the highest it went is $1,200 divided by, let's divide it by 2. Okay. That gives us 600. So assuming you invested 1,000 in here, $1,000 here, okay, you'll be getting $600,000. And assuming you invested just $100, you'll still be getting $60,000. Even if it is $10, you get $6,000 in less than 1.5 years. Wow, this is awesome. Now let's move to another one. It's more interesting. These coins are being launched in 2021, and we are talking about June 2021, the highest movement. Now, this coin called Alpha Finance is launched with 1 cent, and the highest movement is $125. Then we have a great coin called Pancake Bunny, which was launched for $5, and the highest it did in less than 6 months is $100. Then we have Safe Mood. This coin is everywhere. It was launched with 5 zeros after decimal 1. That means 0.00001, and within 6 months from 1 it went to 6 with the same 5 decimals. We have Street Swap. Street Swap also was launched with 5 cents, and it is $1. So the coins, all these I'm talking about is launching price. This price is higher than pre-sales price. That's how funny it is. There is launching price, there is pre-sales price. Pre-sales is always very higher than launching price. So that's how awesome it is. But note, as much as this pre-sales is a very powerful way of making money because you're buying lower than launching, pre-sales is also a very delicate place to be. There are a lot of scams going on around pre-sales. There are a lot of projects whereby they give you the coin, but you would be unable to withdraw. There are a lot of coins that will be worthless because immediately you put in money, they withdraw their liquidity. There are a lot of things happening on the pre-sale, so you need to be careful. And one other thing I want you to know is major projects are not being launched around Africa. They only come to make us grow the ladder. I want you to know the way these things work. It is all mathematics and algorithms. It's all about graph. The more people moving in with more liquidity and more holding makes it grow. So what happens is some people launches coins, promote it around them, make them have the below of the ladder. So as we are coming in, they are growing, and when they are growing, when they remove their own money, their own investment, they take us down. So that is what most projects does. They come to Africa to make us build on the ladder, and they take it off from us and bring us down. That is to fear at least one can still be hoping that the coin goes back to normal. But what most project does is they put in some change, maybe $1,000, $100,000, $10,000 into a project to form liquidity. They sell, and they make it look like, oh, it's growing, it's growing. You put in your money and they withdraw their liquidity and you return to zero. So you need to be very careful. when joining projects, and that is the major reason why we said Africa must have its coin. We should start a coin, not to come and join at the top of a coin. We should be the base of a coin. We have the population, we have the wisdom, we have the patience, although not all of us have the patience, but at least we can do it. Crypto is based on graph mathematics. It's just about movement, it's just about population of buyers. So we have it. Let's launch ours, and that is why we are introducing the Ajay coin. Ajay coin is named after wealth, after prosperity. Ajay in the Yoruba diet in African Nigeria simply means wealth, simply means prosperity, simply means anything financial stability. We make use of it as a day of the week. Monday signifies the day at which everyone goes to work to make money after resting during the weekend, especially Sundays.